Welcome back to Retirement News Online. So planning for retirement is a long-term journey, and the earlier you start, the more time your savings and investments have time to grow. But retirement isn't just about reaching a financial target. It's also about defining what that stage of life looks like for you personally. Joining me once again is Danny Delgado with Arbor Financial Advisors in Chicago. So Danny, retirement technically means leaving the workforce and living off your savings and investments. I mean, the hard part, the question they have now is, how do I know if I have enough, right? And that's the problem, where they're just thinking about the accumulation target, but we're not thinking about expenses and income and how much income we need in retirement.
Yeah, that's correct. And also we want to take into consideration taxes, right? A lot of times folks, believe that they're saving money into their 401ks, and then when they retire, they don't pay taxes on it. But guess what?
Obviously.
Uncle Sam wants his cut.
Yeah, those RMDs come up, and then all of a sudden they start growing and everything like that. So yeah, the Uncle Sam wants to get paid back. Yeah. And people, when they get into retirement, I think they have this idea of what it is like. Every day is a Saturday. Yeah. But then how do you help them define their retirement vision? Because a lot of times people come in kind of with this idea, and if they do their planning right, they work with somebody like you, for example, some opportunities kind of reveal themselves. But how do you help them define their vision of retirement?
Yeah, so to me, one of the first things I always ask my clients is, like, do you want to replicate your lifestyle that you're living today? Or are we going to, kind of bring it down a little bit? And also, are you going to be moving so much in your 80s? Right, so there's going to be a couple phases in the retirement that we want to take into consideration, right? The first 10 years, they're probably going to be like
pretty
retirement
active.
dream.
Yeah.
Exactly. The latter 10 years, they probably want to stay somewhere with their kids and be near their grandchildren. And the last 10 years, they just kind of, drink the Mai Tai and, set to the soul, right?
And as we talked about in our last conversation, people are living a lot longer, and retirements can last 30 years or more. And we're talking about the phases here, where the people are very active, they're spending more in the first 10 years, and then things kind of start to slow down and moderate. So I guess, again, going back to the contingency plan, how important is it? Because there's a lot of things I think we can control. We can control our spending, but we can't control markets. We can't we can't control policy in Washington. How do you address that?
Yeah, what we do is take a 3-bucket approach, right? When we have your protected asset, so the market drops, we have your assets protected, but we also have a growth bucket inside of there. So when inflation is ticking, like it has been the last couple of years, we're able to make sure that you're able to keep up with at least inflation, if not more.
Last thing is, right now interest rates are still very high at the time of this conversation. We don't see that they're going to be coming down anytime soon. So normally that's not a great time to finance anything, refinance your home or buy anything and finance it. But it does allow for some solutions on the insurance side to perform in some ways we've never really seen them perform before. Talk about how interest rates can affect how much you can do for clients.
Yeah, the biggest thing with interest rates, right, when interest rates increase, right, that means everything else is going to increase, so the cost of goods and services, right? So to me, having a protection or something like that, we want to be able to make sure that we're keeping up with inflation and not doing better for them. Okay. Right?
That's Danny Delgado in Chicago. You are watching Retirement News Online. Enjoy yourself.